Urban Affairs Minister countering now the ferocious national emblem charge that has been escalating, remember, between the government and the opposition parties. India Today has now accessed the video of the Sarnath Lion, which is inspiration for now the national emblem as well. Take a look at that. Now the Sarnath emblem clearly shows the lions, the Asiatic lions, with their mouth open and teeth showing. The minister has also said, I quote him here, the emblem is a replica of the Sarnath lions and the difference only is in perspective. So not only the ruling party but the ministers also are now ensuring they take on the opposition parties and counter their allegation as well. So the lion capital of Ashoka, which is a sculpture of 4 Asiatic lions with regard to the national emblem. Now India Today accesses that video, which was the inspiration for the national emblem. So what you see on your screens right now is, take a look at this, the Sarnath Lion sculpture, which inspired the national emblem, which was also unveiled yesterday by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now this clearly shows the lions with their mouth open and teeth showing. So what the ruling party and the government are saying, that the original one, which is in Sarnath, which is in the museum also, that originally is the inspiration that has now gone ahead even for this bronze cast sculpture of 9,500 kilograms on the central foyer of the new Parliament building, which is under construction, unveiled by Narendra Modi. This was from the original emblem that inspired the one you see in the Parliament as well. So trying to end this ferocious war over the angry lions, now Hardeep Puri, the minister, says the difference is only in the perspective. Remember, this is a big news coming in with the Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Puri also now speaking up, saying the only difference is perspective, and that of course is a counter charge against the opposition parties. So from the AIMIM's Ashoka Emblem, who had initiated this charge, saying Prime Minister Modi has violated all constitutional norms by unveiling this by himself, not that the Lok Sabha Speaker should have done it, which was inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi. Congress is asking where are the opposition parties. Trinamool Congress also then jumped in, both Jawahar Sarkar and Mahua Moitra sharing social media site reactions, images saying, see how the benign, gentle looking lions over the national emblem of the Ashoka pillar have now been changed into these angry looking ferocious lions. In many ways also then Mahua Moitra taking an indirect dig from her social media reaction, saying, truth be told, Satyamev Jayate, truth alone triumphs, has now been changed in spirit long back to Singhamev Jayate. Let's go across now to our National Affairs editor Rahul Srivastava on the same. Very interesting that Hardeep Puri also jumps into this, Rahul, and they're sharing this original Sarnath lion, which is in the Sarnath Museum, to say this was the inspiration and there's nothing changed in what has been put on the new building.
One very interesting element is that if anybody who has seen the ceremony yesterday, the first impression is that why the lions look menacing or aggressive or muscular is primarily because of the proportion, the size. It is 6.5 meters big. Till now, Indians are used to two-dimensional pictures of the lion capital
Yes.
at Sarnath. And if you see, even the original one is just 1.6 meters high, as Hardeep Puri has tweeted. Now, if you blow it up, since the artists who were given, there were nearly 100 artists, Pooja. I would like to inform the viewers that 100 artists went into it. It went to 4 stages. First, a model was, clay model, graphics design was designed. Then a clay model was made. Then a loose wax model was made. And then a wax and a bronze casting was done. It has gone through processes. It is large. Now, what Mr. Hardeep Puri is also saying, that if an exact replica of the original was to be placed in the new building, it would have been very small. But since we are looking at it from a perspective which is different now, because you people are looking at it from below, because it is so high, it seems that the lion's mouth is open very large. Whereas if you see it from a different angle, it is not as large, and there is now seems to be an artistic variation in terms that can exact replicas, which are 100% same, be recreated is very difficult. And that is why the government is trying to present its argument that there has been no distortion or mutilation as far as the national emblem is concerned. it is just because it is larger in size. But the opposition has found an opportunity to target the BJP, which has got a very strong nationalist agenda, to target the government on the national emblem. And it seems that in this battle...
Rahul, do you think this video that has surfaced, which is the original and that now has become a replica in the new parliament building, do you think this will lower the tempers? Will this end the ferocious face-off by the opposition or the government, or it's only likely to escalate in the next few days?
See, it is, Pooja, it is not that this has created a controversy or friction between the government and the opposition. This is yet another episode as far as the government versus opposition is concerned. The parliament session is approaching. The opposition is creating immense firepower itself to target the government. The real story is that there is a breakdown between the government and the opposition. And it is not that anybody is trying to actually mend the fences. If you see the breakdown, for example, December 10th, 2020, Prime Minister laid the foundation stone. Opposition was invited, it boycotted. Similarly, on Constitution Day in November 21, opposition was invited, 15 parties boycotted. So it's a long story of breakdown between the government and the opposition. Say, for example, the opposition objected why the Prime Minister was there. But in the order of precedence, the Speaker is number 6, the Prime Minister is number 3. In the absence of the Prime Minister, President and Vice President, it is the Prime Minister who gains precedence. Interestingly, if opposition says Prime Minister cannot inaugurate, it is the Speaker, then why did Rajiv Gandhi inaugurate the Parliament Library building, or Indira Gandhi lay the foundation of the Parliament Annexi building in 1975? There are a lot of facts there itself which show that this controversy is more political than factual.
Can we say that with these series of reactions that the government is giving, ruling parties giving constantly as clarifications, even Hardeep Puri has put out measurements, length, breadth, width of the original sculpture, of this sculpture, put for 2 images. Do you think it's more to do not as much with the opposition but for the public? So the message does not go across as to what the opposition is trying to say, that this is a government that is trying to even change national emblems.
See, Pooja, there is one political upmanship which is going on. The government definitely wanted to score brownie points with the public with the release of the unveiling of the national emblem. There is no doubt about it. And the opposition, which has been losing ground, feels frustrated and wants to attack the government. That is the basic political crisis which the country is facing today, because there is a game of one-upmanship going on. Now, this issue, for example, can be settled by an explanation whether there is a true mutilation or distortion of the national emblem or not. But the fact is that nobody is looking for clarifications right now. People are looking for political brownie points. And that is why what one will say, that irrespective of any amount of clarification, this controversy is not going to die down. It is going to rage for the next few days.